Amazon với mức giá cực kỳ ưu đãi như đăng ký brand với USBTO, tuần theo LinkedIn, tuần chơi Girl Scout, Logistics và Warehouse. Xem hình thông tin chi tiết dưới phần mô tả nhé.
All right, what's up guys? Welcome back to the AdTactix training. This one is going to be a pretty quick overview of specifically the AdTactix dashboard, and we're just going to be kind of scrolling from left to right, and I'll be just talking about the different columns and how they can be used, as well as some of the stuff here above the fold on some of the auditing, and we've kind of touched briefly on some of this stuff so far, but just getting a little more detail and explanation behind it. So first off, let's discuss the let's go keyword dominator stuff because that's kind of furthest to the left. This customized view area here, you can actually check whichever sections you want to display or not display and click this little blue icon here, and then it's going to hide the ones that you don't want to or that you don't care to see. So know that that's there. The little readouts here you see is going to be always for the active range. So if you just apply a filter like I just did, you can see it kind of changed all of the relevant keyword metrics. And these are rank range thresholds that you can actually set here on the settings tab. So if I go back here and then scroll, actually right there, that's where right here is where you specify those. So if you want to change the ranges, you can specify that there, and then anything you're tracking will be kind of totaled based on those ranges. And then comparatively, there's the keyword dominator data as it gets imported. You've got the static metrics here, so you've got the search volume metrics and the organic rank metrics. So that data here gets kind of stored and accumulated over time. The keyword dominator data, though, you can see you've got essentially it's all static data that gets imported. We showed that in the previous video. You've got your title density and then all these other Cerebro related metrics. The one thing I wanted to show here is there is a section that can slide out if you hit this little plus button, and it's got your SKU. It's also got a nickname field here if you'd rather view your products by nickname. So to set the nickname, you actually got to go back to the settings tab, and you can see this yellow section that says customize product list. What you would want to do is you don't have to put all of them on here if you don't want. You can just go like that and just make sure you've got the ones on here that you want to assign a nickname, and then you can just call this product whatever. You can just call it whatever you want. So if you've got a special name you refer to it by, and then the next time you sync it with the button right here, it's going to actually populate that nickname for you, but I tend to not use it. The other thing there is the tag and the notes. So you can put inline notes in the cells. You can tag this depending on whatever type of keyword it is. If it's a misspelling or whatever, you can call it whatever you want. You can also right click on these cells. You can insert notes this way. So a lot of different options. The hover link here takes you to the Amazon search result page for whatever that keyword is. Priority, this is a column you can actually just come up with a numerical scale, or it comes in from your keyword dominator file if you have that in keyword dominator. If not, it'll be blank, but you can assign that or override it here in the Tactix dashboard. And the main use for the notes field and priority for me is I will prioritize all my keywords based on relevancy, and then the notes is where I'll put in a date based on when I want to launch them. And then I can really easily use this Tactix dashboard to launch new campaigns that I've really thought through. The red columns here will come in from your Helium 10 rank tracking files. So I've probably got some that are populating from some of these other keywords. So you just need to know you have to organize those and add them to your Helium 10 rank tracker if you want to track them in AdTactix. Otherwise, you won't have the data in the back end to support that. But you can see some of these, the data is populated. You got your search volume, your organic and sponsored rank. Now keep in mind, you can only do up to 10,000 rows worth of that data. So that's why when you download your rank tracking files, I recommend only the past like 3 to 5 days worth. And then that trend will show up here, as well as the most recent search volume, organic or sponsored rank. All right, and then moving over from the left to right, you've got your brand analytics. You've got the brand analytics conversion share, your brand analytics click share, search term impression share rank, and search term impression share, and that's for sponsored products file. You've got a few trends up here coming off your search query report. You've got all of your search query performance report percentage share metrics here. You've also got some of the values in the back end, and we've got some areas here designated that are blank. You can see that's hidden up here that we'll probably add those in the future, especially if you want to do some like custom calculations and things like that. It's nice because this information from the search query ASIN reports are directly from Amazon, so it's literally telling you per keyword, how many orders and stuff like that you're getting. This area up here, it's useful. You can click on any of these rows, and then you come up here and click on search query history, and it's just going to take that row, that keyword and the ASIN, populate it here. And then if you've got any data in your search query performance history backend, it's going to populate it there. So you can see I've only got a couple weeks worth, but if you had multiple weeks worth, it'll show you kind of the history of that. So that's the intent there. We went over the search term report keyword section in a previous video, but it's essentially if you use this feature to harvest new keywords and bring them into the tool, it's gonna dub it as ST as far as the list type. It's also going to capture your instantaneous kind of metrics there based on whatever search term report you had, and that's just there for reference if you want to sort it and say you had one that was just doing really well and you wanted to go back in the future and see what that was, you'd have that data there. If you don't intend to use this feature, you can always hide it again just by deselecting this and just clicking this here to hide that kind of pane. And from here on, it's mostly ad related information. So for here, the first section in green, you see your sponsored products totals, and this is all of your metrics coming directly from your sponsored product campaigns tab. In blue here, we've split out the single keyword exact metrics, and that's just because that strategy is very, very powerful. So we wanted to be able to monitor that separate from everything else. You can see the active check pane here. This is a very important section because it tells you what you're currently targeting active enabled in your sponsored products campaigns in all the match types. So you can use this to filter really quickly and just know what you're not targeting in versus if a number other than 1 shows up, that means you've got a duplication. Now there is some filters that we already talked about that can help you kind of pause those. So the next time you refresh this, it wouldn't be duplicated, and that's in this dupe checker here, but just know that that's there. The campaign creator, save this for another video that actually shows you how to in bulk use this AdTactix dashboard to create inline bulk campaigns. And then we're moving into sponsored brands. You can see here if I scroll down, there may be some that have sponsored brand information. There's one there. So it's basically just saying, this keyword is currently active. If we scroll over, it's got the active checker there. One time in an exact, one time in a phrase, one time in a broad. So it's pretty self-explanatory. We're still working on integrating the inline campaign builder for the brands and display, but that'll be coming down the pike very soon. You can see there's the video information. Similarly, you got the campaign builder. All right, and then very similarly with the sponsored display, if I had any ASINs that I was tracking, they would be showing up there. And then you've got all your combined totals for all your ad types. So this is just a way you can kind of sort and filter by those metrics as well. All right, guys, so hopefully that makes some sense. Just to kind of re-summarize, the main focus of the AdTactix dashboard is to get all your keywords in one place, to have it really organized per ASIN, allow you to kind of sort and filter. The auditing tool up here, which again, it's this button here, I went over that in the previous video, and that's going to give you a really accurate breakdown from a bunch of different slices of your sponsored products, brands, and display sheets, so you can see what's working well. And the whole intent there of having it above the fold is so you can use it to plan out what your next kind of round of keywords that you're going to launch in your campaigns. And once you've kind of used these columns over here to specify what those are going to be and plan them out, then you have a really efficient way to build out the campaigns in bulk. All right, guys, so that's going to about do it for the AdTactix overview video. I will see you guys on the next one where we're going to be going over the bulk campaigns. See ya.
Anh chị đang bán hàng trên Amazon. Skyrock cung cấp các dịch vụ dành cho các nhà bán hàng trên Amazon với mức giá cực kỳ ưu đãi như đăng ký brand với USBTO, tuần theo NHANH, tuần chơi Scout, logistics và warehouse. Xem hình thông tin chi tiết dưới phần mô tả nhé.